Hi guys, Dan here. I'm the co-founder of Value Invest Asia, an investment portal where we give you investment news and in-depth analysis on listed company every single week. So if you're new to this channel, remember to hit that subscribe button so you'll not miss out on any of our videos. As the world's largest producer of CPU chips for PC and server, Intel is often considered as a stable investment for investors. But over the past 5 years, its stock has greatly been lagging the market, returning only 11% versus the S&P 500 index 60% rise. There are many explanations for Intel's weak performance. Issues like manufacturing mishap and tough competition from AMD has really curbed Intel growth. Management has also been focused on financial engineering strategy like share buybacks and cost cutting instead of the operation. The poor performance also led to changes in 3 different CEOs over the last 4 years. But its latest CEO, Patrick Gelsinger, who has been the previous CEO of VMware, seems to be doing many things right. So, could Intel be a potential turnaround stock going forward? Let's look at both sides of that question. With that, we need our favorite guests on our show, Pessimistic Stand and Optimistic Stand. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsor for our videos, Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha is the largest investment community in the world. Seeking Alpha provides investors with a wealth of information through their data, news, earnings transcript, and crowdsourced analysis. Both personal and professional investors are finding great investment ideas through Seeking Alpha. I personally find it extremely useful to help me keep up to date with companies that I'm already interested in. Right now, you can sign up for Seeking Alpha Premium Membership with a $40 discount. You can find out more from our show notes below. Now, let's get back to our video. Why don't you start with your view first, Pessimistic Stand? I'm Moderator Stan. If you're looking to invest in Intel, I would tell you to stay far away from it. Intel has grown complacent over the years and lost out in the manufacturing edge it once has. Unlike other fabless chipmakers like AMD, which can just outsource its manufacturing to TSMC, Intel still has to manufacture most of its chip at its internal foundries. And compared to TSMC, Intel is really falling behind. So its competitor AMD, which rely mostly on TSMC, has access to manufacturing technology of smaller and more cost-effective CPU over the past few years. Yet, Intel's ongoing foundry problem has resulted in constant delay and has frustrated many of its long-time customers. Those mistakes and complacency has really handed a big slice of the CPU market to AMD over the past few years. For example, between the second quarter of 2016 and 2022, Intel global market share of the CPU market shrank from 80.6% to just 65.6%, all taken over by AMD. And instead of fighting back its lost competitiveness, Intel then spent many years on wasteful buybacks and cost-cutting measures. At one point, Intel even considered to become a fabless chipmaker altogether. And now, instead of going fabless, Intel has decided to double down on catching back its lost market share. They're doing that by spending more money, tons of it, to build up its foundry business. And that could potentially cost them more than 100 billion in capex over the next few years. And all this rebuilding can lead to a long period of declining profit, negative cash flow, and even dividend cuts. At the same time, the x86 CPU architecture could be turning into a sunset industry anyway. Apple has already switched its PC line to its own ARM-based M series chip, and other Windows manufacturers are working with Qualcomm to research on ARM-based CPU chips as well. So Intel is spending so much of its future into something that might not even be there by the time they reach it. So I would say to you, if you're invested in Intel, I will cut my losses and move on. Alright, Pessimistic Stand. Still pessimistic as always, I can see. So what do you have to say to that, Optimistic Stand? Hey, you know what? For once, I do agree with Pessimistic Stand. Yes, Intel is facing many near-term problems. But, and this is a big but, its turnaround plan is working. Intel is streamlining its business with the divestment of its memory business and its upcoming IPO for its automotive chip unit, Mobileye. It has also passed on some of its production of its chip to TSMC to free up capacity for the production of more high-end CPU. All this might free up billions of dollars of cash for it to refocus the group in building up its foundry and making it great again. The current CEO has a plan to upgrade Intel's foundry to surpass TSMC by 2025. This ambitious plan will boost its annual capex from $18.7 billion in 2021 to $27 billion, which is about 36% of its revenue in 2022. And that level of capex will persist all the way through 2024. For example, Intel has committed $20 billion to build a new fabrication plant in Ohio, and that investment could reach more than $100 billion over time. But this is where it gets interesting. It is only doing that because it feels that it can secure government subsidy for both in the US and in Europe. This is because these governments are now starting to feel wary of the industry's overwhelming dependency on TSMC and Samsung for most of the top-end chips around the world. So both the US and the European government could potentially subsidize Intel for all these new plants in the range of tens of billions of dollars. And to ensure that its new foundry will be running at full capacity, Intel is planning to open up its foundry to external customers in the future as well, essentially competing with TSMC and Samsung directly. And this will add a new business segment for the company. And as TSMC has proven, this is a big market. So Pessimistic Stand is right. Intel might no longer go back to what it once was. I feel it could go even bigger. Wow, there you have it guys. Who do you agree with more? Comment down below to let us know. Well, that's the end of today's video, and if you've gotten value from the video, please give us a like and share it with a friend who you might think will benefit from it as well. And of course, if you'd like to see more of our content, please support our channel by supporting our sponsor, Seeking Alpha. You can sign up for a premium membership right now with a $40 discount by using our affiliate link below. As always, my name is Stanley. Till we meet again, invest safely.